Hi, I'm SB. Video games are hard, but with enough effort, we can figure them out. It can take time to really get good at something. No one can get good overnight. It's about the long-term dedication to a craft that will eventually make someone good. And yet, wanting to know how long it takes is probably the number one question on people's minds when they want to start something new. Is it really worth the effort if there's no guarantee of short-term payoff? So let's have that conversation. If you played every day, how much progress will you actually make, and is it at all efficient? Previously, I set rank goals for myself, and I kept playing until I reached those goals. But this time, I gave myself exactly 1 week. How much progress could I make with a deadline? At this point, the only characters I played were Ryu and Cammy. I didn't want to diverge too drastically from that sort of playstyle, so I picked Ken. Ken sits pretty comfortably in that middle ground thanks to his all-around moveset and aggressive tools to apply pressure against opponents. But what new challenges would I need to face? And is it realistic to reach the same skill levels before with less time? Let's find out. So what's the first thing to do when starting to learn a new character? Well, the character tutorials are pretty much made for this, so my first stop, of course, would be there. The tutorials do more than just give you information you can get from the command list. They can teach you about playstyle too. It's a simple introduction, so it doesn't take too much time. Immediately following that, I like to jump right into combo trials. What I like about combo trials is that it helps you get used to controlling your character. What I do not recommend is using combo trials as a method of learning new combos to use in a real match, as they're simply just not practical. It's a great opportunity to figure out techniques to help chain different moves into each other. So this is easier to do if you're already holding forwards. With Jinrai Kick, you're already holding forwards at the end of the motion, so you can just keep holding that and then into that. Ooh, that's it! Woo! It's too bad that'll never be a practical combo in a real game. Unfortunately, it's far too easy to distract yourself doing combo trials. I found myself playing combo trials for about an hour and a half. Definitely not an efficient use of my time when I should really be getting used to Ken's playstyle. I wrapped up the rest of my day with some casual games. Oh, I'm approaching. I did not want to jump there. That's a combo I can do. Okay, sometimes I think, oh, that'll do it. It does not do it. My strategy for day 2 was to get used to Ken's fundamental playstyle. I wasn't interested in jumping into ranked just yet. I just needed to get used to some basic gameplay. So first, I wanted to do a run through of arcade mode, and learn some of Ken's character story while I was at it. Oh, please don't kill me, man. Ah! Oh my god, there's so little time to react to that. What button did I press for that? I hit fucking L2, didn't I? Now that I had figured out some fundamentals in a stress-free environment, I jumped into some online casual matches so I could be ready to play ranked the next day. My jump got eaten! It was finally time to make my ranked debut. As always, placement matches come first, and then we work our way up from there. I'm trying to react to that shit, man. That's so annoying. Nice. Oh, I fucked up. Big time. Oh, you fucked up. Oh my god, dude. Stop it! That's a really unfortunate miss input. Please just destroy this man. I don't like him. Wah! Just kill me, man. Hey, what the hell is even he doing? Whoa, 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 calm it down, buddy. I did not mean to do that. Input, great, now I just have no meter. I have lost so much goddamn health based on one miss input. I lost all of that because I did the wrong attack and accidentally did an OD. I have made another mistake. That was meant to be a super. I am messing up so many inputs because Ken is so fucking difficult. He is much more difficult than I expected him to be. Punch in your face. No, my god, what a punish. Oh my god, that's, oh my, yeah, this guy's crazy. Silver like 3 would be fair, I think. Any lower than that is rude. This game is rude. I unfortunately ended up landing a bit lower than expected, but I had a feeling that with time, I would soon catch up to somewhere I feel a bit more comfortable. I continue to play ranked and occasionally watch replays to check in on what I should be aiming to emulate. Woohoo! Sometimes it's pretty clean. I don't know, man. This is just a difficult character. I've got enough game sense, I think. I just am not consistent enough because I'm flubbing things very frequently. We need to be hitting some of these and be patient with it. And that's only going to come with doing it over and over and over again until my mind doesn't need to panic so much. It all comes with, you know, standard gameplay experience, right? Please hit for once! These reversals are killing me, man. They don't work. I Pokemon button! This keeps happening, man. I'm losing my shit. I was like, okay, I'm going to try and bait out the exact thing that came out. So the brain was right. The brain made the right decision. But the hands, oh no, they don't play right. They're not playing right. The hands were like, circle. X was the correct button. X marks the spot. But what's going on over here in Circle Town? Death, that's what's going on. Jump. I verbally say it out loud, so I verbally say it out loud and then I just screw it up. The brain is understanding, but the hands aren't having it. it's just gonna be play, isn't it? That's kind of all I've got really for today, because that's what the problem is. We need to identify what the problem areas are, what we need to be working on, and then work towards them. It's not going to do any good to just add one more task to the list. If my problems come from pressing buttons on my controller, then that's what we work on. I heard a ring of a doorbell, but I'm currently doing a thing. Oh, this might be important. Hold on. May I pause the game for this? Okay, he's abusing it. Okay, this guy absolutely no honor. This guy just got a free drink out of it. What are you doing, my guy? I had to get the doorbell. You gotta try and do that shit? Dishonorable. Just helped himself to a level 3 drink or whatever the hell it goes up to. The nerve of this dude. Got what he deserved in the end. Oh, that's sick. That is sick. Get out of here. What the? Steven? What the fuck was that? She was so goddamn low, there's no way, man. There's no way I didn't just win on the spot right then. See, that wasn't so hard. Wahoo! What's in there? Why that? Why did we do that? But we take those. Okay, now you die. Jinrai? Where's Jinrai? Clearly, what I've learned is that just use like exclusively safe options against these people because they are absolute psychos. Woo! First time I've ever really used that move before. But it's on my mind though. It's on my mind because I'm thinking, what can I use at this range to beat that? And I was like, oh, I can do this, can't I? Why on earth does that not ever win? That was like perfect execution in my mind. Oh, you're gonna die for that one, buddy. What did I? Why, man? He's a psycho. He's a psycho. He's a psycho. I'm gonna keep doing this. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Woohoo! Is it there? Oh, what did I? Not gonna kill. I'm gonna die! Oh, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Oh, I'm gonna die! I felt that I had gotten pretty used to Ken's playstyle mentally. That didn't mean execution was at the same level. Being back in the situation of my inputs not aligning with what I wanted to do, I once again began to feel frustrated with the game. Bruh, how many miss inputs in that last second just occurred? Oh look, another miss input. Great! Well, look, another one! Holy shit! There's like been 10 in this round alone! And none of them feel like I'm responsible for them! I hit it! There's no way you think I missed that. Get the fucking tapes out, buddy. So this is where it hits, right? At this point, I'm late, so this is 1 frame late. The next one is when the blue appears, the graphic. 2 frames late, and then the input comes out. So I was 3 frames late, and yet we can see that I had the button pressed a little bit earlier than that. So score 1 to the controller display for actually backing me up. This game's a lying piece of... Okay, so I just looked this up. So did you know there's apparently about 3 frames of input delay? That lines up. Where did I hit jump? When did I hit jump? I'm moving back and forwards and the game's like, up we go. It doesn't matter if it's there for 1 frame. It doesn't matter if I press it accidentally for 1 frame because I'm having to press left and right all the time. By default in Smash, up is jump. I turned that shit off day 1 because I realized, oh, that's not a good control at all. It's never even a problem of like, I have the completely wrong idea or I'm massively getting inputs wrong. It always seems like maybe I don't have frame perfect precision, but the amount of shakiness I get in my hands basically already makes that physically more difficult than you'd expect. So much can go so wrong because of one very simple mechanical mistake. Any good competitive game, in my opinion, is easy to learn, hard to master. But with shit like this, it always feels like it's hard to learn, hard to master, and I don't think that's a sign of a good design. And I mean, the devs, I'm sure, don't want it to be that way. And we can see that they're slowly making them more accessible over time. They're slowly making them easier while trying to preserve much of the tradition. At the result of any match, I should feel that the reason why I lost is because my opponent outplayed me. That doesn't ever seem to be the case. It seems more like if I didn't screw up the inputs, then I probably would have won that fight. Because it always comes down to it. It's always like one little thing. Hard controls isn't smart. Well, actually, hard controls technically isn't a problem, depending on the nature of those controls. Hard controls can sometimes just be freedom of control. I think it's usually not a case of difficult controls, but also responsive controls. Responsive controls generally means I push button, thing happens. All of these basic button presses, pretty responsive. It's when we start to get to situations where timing matters, that's where things start to feel unresponsive. If I press the button twice, 2 punches come out because it has a very short animation. It feels very responsive. That's a good thing, but with a longer move, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I press that button 4 times, but only 1 punch comes out. Then it starts to feel less responsive. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because this is just the long attack. But this is where buffers are a thing. Buffers were made to make, you know, your attacks feel a bit more responsive by having your attack come out as long as you roughly get the timing right. But if you're a little bit early, it's still fine. It will still come out just as if you had done it at the exact same time. And that's what this action meter here is this little bar above me. At the end of the meter is when animation ends and a new attack can begin. But there's a line. As long as I cross the line and the bar turns green, it means if I press a button, it will still come out. The attack will still come out, but it'll come out on the first possible frame. And that bar, this little line, just indicates like, this is close enough. That's a way of making it feel slightly more responsive, and that's fine. But is it good enough? Personally, I feel like hitting a button too early should make something happen, especially if it's a very frustrating sort of interaction. In a situation where I'm like, oh, I pressed the button, nothing happened, I'm so mad. Like, yeah, it's extremely frustrating, especially when it feels like every button can matter. And if it just doesn't want to work, it feels like there's no response from the game. It feels to me like the game just chose not to respond to my action. And with the ambiguity of animations as well, and I proposed the idea that what if you press it a bit early, maybe the attack will come out on the first possible frame, but it's a bit weaker. Like maybe it causes less hit stun, for example. Hit stun being less is always better, right? Better for your opponent anyway. It makes it feel like you did something wrong and you are suffering the consequences, but at least it felt like something happened and it wasn't flat out ignored. Another thing about responsive controls is not necessarily having controls feel easy. If I want to do a Shoryuken, you know, I have to do a motion input before doing that. But the problem I have is that there are multiple different actions that could happen. If you do it slightly wrong, even a tiny bit wrong, something else can happen, and it's wildly different than what you thought you were doing. For example, Hadouken. This move is completely different from this move. But what happens when you're walking forwards to help apply that pressure, shoot a Hadouken, and then continue my pressure. Here's what happens if you try doing that. That was a completely different move. And even worse, do you know what happens after that? 50 frames of recovery. That is a free punish in whatever way your opponent feels like doing. That is probably the most vulnerable spot you can put yourself in. A completely different action as to what was intended, just because the input was slightly similar. It's not bad to have multiple different actions come out based on similar inputs, but they have to at least be, you know, slightly similar. Here's a similar move to Shoryuken. Crouching heavy punch. This is an anti-air move. So is this. They're at least similar. If my opponent tries to do a jump in on me, and I try to do this, but what accidentally happens is I go, whoops. At least something similar came out. At least I could argue that, well, I tried to do the anti-air, but I did the wrong anti-air. So it's not that bad. At least I anti-air, but it's not as punishing as I would have liked it to have been. I think that's fine, because, you know, something similar happened than what you were going for. It's not what you wanted, but you don't get completely screwed over as a result of it. And I can at least acknowledge that, oh, my motion wasn't good enough. I think that's fine. I think that's a fine response. But if you try to do this, and you do this instead, you're fucking dead. That's just lights out for you. So, in summary, modern controls, I feel like, don't properly respond to the problem that is responsive controls. It certainly does make it easier because you're less likely to confuse the inputs. Like, you're going to be able to Hadouken a lot more often and not accidentally Shoryuken, at least. We're at the final day, and I've gotten pretty close to Platinum. Seems like the perfect final goal to wrap up the week. Brah! Why can't I dodge that? Where is grab? Why is it kick? Oh my god! Please, if this range, man, I didn't even stick out a leg or anything. I'm not even... That's actually just his range. I'm not even extending my hitbox. I hit my super! Come on! That would have killed! Ain't that some shit? Leave me alone. Oh my god, look at this boy. Look at him fly. I dodged. Nice. I jumped. Oh, this interaction again. I remember this from before. Rank up opportunity! Let me have it, Ken. I'm Ken. Ryu. Let me have it, Ryu. Oh, nice jump. Ah! Oh, bugger all. Why would you do that? That just gets you killed, my guy. That's a laggy move. Oh, that's not what I pressed at all. Wahoo! Get in that corner. What did you do there? Oh wow. No reaction. Woohoo! Does this kill? I don't know if it does. Nope. Oh, you just took it. I think that does it. Yeah. So in just 1 week's time, I've gone from never playing Ken in my life to placing mid-silver and then ending around platinum. There's still plenty of situations I haven't encountered. This is the literally first Lily I've ever played against doing this damn challenge. And I still don't think I've mastered the character yet, but this is a pretty good demonstration of progress. So, before this challenge comes to a close, there's one last thing that I need to do. Oh, it is skipping out my diagonal movement on my Jinrai. That might be it. Symptoms of the old controller. Woo! That's it! It is done! Revenge has been made! Revenge has been taken! That's how we English. Okay, like and subscribe.